At this time, I want to ask Dr. Adam Breerwood, President of Pearl River Community College, to come up and say a few remarks.
Well, thank you, Coach Long, and good evening. Welcome to a night of celebration, a night where we can get together to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of these former student athletes. There's so many things that they have done on and off the field. Again, another testament to their hard work and dedication, and also a testament to the strong foundation they've received here at Pearl River. We also have a few special guests that I do want to make sure that I mention. I keep my job. First of all, one of our board of trustee members, Mr. Frank Ladner from Hancock County. We talk about things like the Hall of Fame and legacy, and certainly Mr. Frank Ladner has been that legacy in Hancock County for a long time. We also have several of our former head coaches who have moved on to maybe bigger and better things. But I want to recognize Coach J.R. Teagues, who's here. He's now the athletic director at Southeastern Louisiana University. He's one of our baseball coaches, did a phenomenal job, led the Wildcats for a World Series. Also, Coach Jamie McMahon is here. He's now leading the golf course program down and has done an incredible job, brought them to unparalleled success. And Coach Jack Bird, I know he is here somewhere, and Miss Megan, Miss Megan, if you please stand up as well, who is our former cheerleading coach. They're now at IMG Academy. And it's much better to have Megan back than Jack, but it's good to see you here. So thank you for joining us. We also have several members, former members of our Hall of Fame members, former inductees. Of course, we do this special event now, and we know y'all don't have an opportunity to have this celebration. We'd ask anybody who is in the Hall of Fame here, the Sports Hall of Fame, to please stand and be recognized. Thank you all so much. You know, this is a speech, and I'll be very brief, but it's something that is so easy to do and so easy to give. A lot of times when we're having ribbon cuttings and we're talking about certain things, I have to make myself some notes. But speaking about athletics and what it's done for our institution and what it means to our institution is very, very easy to do. You heard that Coach Long mention about championships. We do. We are very proud of the premier athletic program that we have in the state of Mississippi. It's unparalleled. You're talking state championships and national championships. And in some ways, those are things that we've all come to expect. Those are tangible things that we can all touch, that we can all see. I think what's more important, and I think what pales in comparison in some ways, is the untangible things, the things you can't see. And that's the brotherhood and the sisterhood and the camaraderie and the memories and all the stories that I saw shared today. I was blown away today by what I saw on that golf course and the turnout here tonight. In a really challenging time, let's be honest, for all of you to be gathered here tonight to celebrate not only the remarkable inductees that are going in tonight, but really to celebrate Pearl River Community College athletics as a whole means a great deal to us. We understand that a lot of the people, when they leave here, they take the foundation that we provide them through athletics, and they use it in the course of their life, and it's made them exceptional professional leaders. It's really impacted their life personally. We are grateful for that. One thing that our coaches, you got to realize that, I came from the coaching world, played baseball here, coached soccer, and when I went into administration and I became president, the first message I gave them, and Fletch, I think you're one of maybe the only ones who's still here from that time, but I said, there's no longer extracurricular activities here at Pearl River. We don't do extracurricular activities. And you could, our coaches said, son of a gun, I knew it. As soon as he got to administration, was going to cut, right? Everything we do is part of our curriculum. And we understand that if we do athletics right, if we care about our students on a social, moral, ethical, and I'll say it, a spiritual basis, not only academically, but athletically, we create better mothers, we create better fathers, we create better sons and daughters, and the goal is to build better communities. That's what we're striving to do here. Day in and day out, all we're trying to do is change people's lives, and we do it through athletics. We live by a code that may be, coach speak, if you will, to a lot of people, but it's very simple, and it's called pride, respect, class, and character. We call that the Wildcat Way, PRCC. You'll see that all over our campus in a variety of areas. Pride, respect, class, and character. This is a code that we live by. And we now have men and women who are leading our athletic programs, much like the past, and building on the tradition and the legacy of those who have come before him who believe this. And they're living it every single day, and they're instilling it in our student athletes. I can tell you one of the things that's been most important and most remarkable is about 5 or 6 years ago now, we started a Fellowship of Christian Athletes program. It started with 3 people in one dorm room. They were going in there and they were doing Bible study. You cannot fit another person in our chapel on Wednesday nights now, because we're trying to introduce them to everything that's going to make them successful in their life. And if they accept it, great. And if they don't, that's okay too. But if we do athletics right, it can provide a foundation that can never be shaken and it can never be rattled. And that's what we strive to do on a daily basis. I am truly honored to serve this institution as president, as a first-generation college student, as somebody who statistically shouldn't even have gone to college, to now have the opportunity to sit as president of a college is so humbling to me. And when I think that it all started with a baseball. It's the only reason I wanted to go to school. I thought I could maybe play baseball. I wasn't very good, but I thought, hey, maybe I could. Pearl River gave me a chance. And because I received that opportunity, it changed my life. It gave me an opportunity to do something that makes my parents proud, to make my children proud, to just maybe make my children look at things differently and say, yes, we can. Yes, we can. So many of our athletes that come to us, they have a hard enough time just getting to Pearl River because they had to overcome numerous challenges. But people like you who support it, people like you who believe in it, it changes their whole life. It changed my life. And so it's really easy to speak about. I see miracles happen every day on our campus. I see miracles happen through a lot of the very people that sit in this room. I'll tell you, when our feet hit the floor in the morning, and I know I'm kind of repeating myself because our coaches have heard this, we strive to be the very best. We kind of ask questions like, why not us? Sure, we've had some success on the state level. Why can we not be the premier community college in the nation? I believe we can. There's no reason that we can't. And we are all committed to doing that. Not only for our student athletes, but for the people in this room. For you, you deserve it. For all of you people who have supported our institution over the years, you deserve the very best, and for us to do it the right way. And we are committed to do that. Again, in closing, I want to congratulate our inductees. You are now cemented into a long, rich history and tradition of Pearl River Community College of athletics. And we are proud that you are part of our family. We love you guys. We're here to help you in any way we can. And it means a lot that you join us on this very special night. Thank you so very much.
So an organization takes direction from its leader. As you can see, whether that be great or whether that be bad, as you can see, hearing our president speak, we take direction from him, and you see the fruits of our labor throughout the college, throughout athletics. We have an outstanding leader in Dr. Breerwood. A couple things real quick before I ask Dr. Barnes to come do the invocation. Once we do the invocation, we'll begin to eat. I would ask if our inductees and their families would go first. We've got a buffet style line. I believe going down both sides. If y'all would make your way to the back first, and they'll be prepared to do their speech, and then the rest can follow, and we'll get going. At this time, I want to ask Dr. Raymunda Barnes, who is the Assistant Vice President of our Hancock Center, to come give an invocation.
May we bow. God, we thank you for the institution of Pearl River Community College. God, we also thank you for the opportunity to celebrate the accomplishments of this year's PRCC Hall of Fame inductees. We celebrate Boyette, McCarty, Smith, and Willis. Their accomplishments will be archived in the annals of PRCC athletics forever. Lord, we bless this food for our nourishment and us to your service. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
say a special thank you to Dr. Breerwood, our Board of Trustees, our administration for the honor to serve as the athletic director for our student athletes and for our coaches. It's truly an honor. You know, a few things, you know, I got to tell you a funny thing about this golf tournament today. If you know Coach Smith, man, he's got a bunch of analogies. So he's the first one back at the golf clubhouse today, and he walks in and he's, you know, walking at a fast pace, and Ty's hollering at him, man, it's hot, it's hot. I've heard it's hot 38,000 times a day. I know it's hot. I saw a fire hydrant looking for a dog. And I said, man, that's a good one right there. So Coach Smith, everybody's been talking about how hot it is today, but that's a good one he gave me today to put in the back of my memory bank. But man, just a true honor to be up here. A few things I want to talk about. You know, when Dr. Breerwood stood up here earlier, I had another story I wanted to share, and I was going to kind of joke around and say that, as you can tell, they say the sign of a good recruiter is who you marry. Well, Mr. Boyette, I clearly outkicked my coverage with my wife. So, but one thing that I do want to share that talks about how special Pearl River is. So I grew up, man, I love playing basketball. So just a little bit about who I am. And I love telling Dr. Breerwood's story and sharing all the great stories, and we want to hear stories later. And I don't want to make this about me at all, because tonight it's not. It's about you four inductees. But I just want to tell you a neat little story sometimes when you see somebody and you kind of pass judgment, or, you know, you think, what is that person's story? So, man, I grew up playing basketball. I love basketball. I was at camp at Southern Miss. My mama just saw me play. She's on her way home. She gets involved in a car wreck. She doesn't make it. So I go live in Meridian with my grandparents. Well, every weekend I would leave Meridian and either take an Amtrak or I would take the Greyhound bus, and I'd go to Slidell. My mom had two brothers that lived in Mandeville, and they'd pick me up every weekend. And I guess my grandparents needed a break because I was like Dennis the Menace. So when I'd get on that Greyhound, man, we would stop at the gas station directly across from the college. And I would sit on the front of that bus, and I have a little Shoney's basketball that had all of the SEC teams on there, and I had a little black duffel bag. And I stepped off one day and I said, man, I want to play basketball when I'm in college one day. So to come back, and then I ended up moving to Brandon with my dad, but every weekend I'd still go see my uncles. Well, I no longer went that route. Well, when I came and took my visit on Pearl River, and I took the exit 29, as Coach Breland always says, I said, man, things look familiar. So I saw the administration, I saw the gas station. And I ended up playing basketball, and I was part of a state championship team. And by no means was I anything with these four inductees. But to come back and be able to serve as the women's basketball coach and athletic director, like Dr. Breerwood said, somebody took a chance on me. And I'm just so thankful for the coaches, for the families that gave me the opportunity, that saw something different in me. So for me to be standing up here today, man, I just wanted to share my story, because Pearl River changed my life. It made a huge impact on me, both personally and professionally. So I'm very, very appreciative of the opportunity. I'm very appreciative of you all, because, you know, as our athletes don't know each and every one of you all, but it's the people like yourself who invest in Pearl River, our coaches, our student athletes, our facilities, our campus. And that's the reason why we've seen the instrumental growth, and we've had supreme leadership with Dr. Breerwood. So this year, Dr. Breerwood had a true vision. I've told you this. He's a pioneer on many levels, man. His leadership is supreme. He had a vision of hosting this off campus and making this a special day for our inductees. We've always had it with homecoming and football, and it's just always been a lot going on that day. So he was selected to go into the William Carey Sports Athletic Hall of Fame, and he had a vision that he wanted to honor this new tradition. So tonight, he will present all of our inductees with a maroon jacket that has that embodied, I'm struggling right here. I got a little tongue tie, but anyways, it allows them to put that Pearl River across their chest, community college across their chest one more time. So at this time, our first inductee is football standout Randy Boyette, 1975, 1976.
As you can tell from the picture up there, my hair hadn't changed a whole lot. Somebody asked me where my afro was, which I used to have a pretty good size when Porter asked me about that. I told him I had it in my pocket. And I will say this, you can't see it from that far, but my handy dandy fishing license wallet that my wife loves so dearly, I can't even find it. I don't know what it did, but I had a picture of it with my afro. And I just want to say it is such a blessing to have this honor bestowed on me. When Ed called me and told me that I was going to be inducted for it, I'm like, okay, well, who am I running against? Because they're going to beat me out, because I don't even remember, anything that I did that was any significance. But I started looking at our yearbook from then, and I remember seeing about the Jones game, and we beat them 3-0, which was, a tremendous blessing. And I always tried to do my best wherever I was at. I was pretty wild and crazy back then, and I was running from the Lord. I was pretty fast, but I was not that fast, and I'm very thankful for that. And it blessed my heart to hear you speaking about that, President, because God is in sports. God is in this school. And I'm just so blessed and so thankful of my time that I got to spend at Pearl River. And it wasn't because I was living for the Lord back then, but He used some of the people at the school to impact my life, and I appreciate that. And I give the glory to the one who made us all, Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Next up will be women's soccer standout Hannah McCarty.
Well, let me start by saying that this is just an amazing honor to be standing up here tonight to accept this. My years at Pro River were some of the best years of my life, and I'm honored to be standing up here tonight with you guys. Some of my greatest memories were made at Pro River. I made, lifelong friends throughout with my teammates that I consider part of my family to this day, and we still keep in touch. I'll never forget the feeling of winning that state championship my sophomore year. My freshman year we fell short, but sophomore year we seemed to make up for it. Every time I drive past the exit, I always pull through the campus to go to the soccer field, just kind of reminisce on all the great memories and the great times that I spent there with my teammates and coaches. So I want to thank my coaches and my family, because I wouldn't be standing up here before you guys today without them. And Coach Bird and my goalie coach, Coach Gordon Waters, they pushed me every practice and every game to just be the best player that I could be on and off the field. So without them and my family, I wouldn't be standing up here today. And I just want to thank my family who are all here tonight with me, and my coach, Coach Bird, who's out there somewhere. Being inducted into this Hall of Fame is definitely one of the biggest accomplishments I made for my soccer career. And so I just want to thank everybody who took part in the process of making this happen for me tonight. Thank you.
Next up, my man, baseball, Jake Smith, 2001, 2002.
I appreciate it. It's probably the highest honor I think I could ever receive, man. Being a kid from Picayune, right down the road, you grow up and you pay attention to everybody that comes through the river and all the good athletes, and to be put on that list with some of them guys, Breerwood, JRT, Fries, and Hughes, man, that's a big deal to me. And I tell you, this is it ain't gonna get no better for me. It really ain't. I love Pearl River. It's my home. I met some great people there. Coach Ortiz, Coach Mack. They don't make them better as coaches, as people. I was a handful, and they took care of me. They really did. Coach Breerwood, I was after my last high school game, I was going home, and I just walk out the dugout and I see him, and he offers me. Even though I didn't come right away, I ended up coming back home, and he gave me a chance, and it was special. I love Pearl River. I got memories I'll never forget, and coaches that, to me, they're the best in the game, teammates. I wouldn't be up here if I wasn't on that team my sophomore year. It's just the coaching staff we had, they really did a great job. And the players, there could be 5, 6 other ones that could be standing up here where I'm at right now. But I appreciate this honor, and thank you so much.
Next is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, men's basketball superstar, Darral Willis Jr., 2014, 2016.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone that came out tonight. Yeah, this is a really big honor to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I would like to thank everyone that, helped me out and pushed me to be the best person I am today, So I didn't write a speech or anything. This is just coming from, the heart, so yeah. Thank you.
Let's give one more round of applause to these people who have cemented into the legacy of Pearl River Community College tonight.